He's here. I can feel him.
Let's just ask him nicely to let us in. We'll be on our way.
Why?
The blade must ever feed if her edge is to remain keen.
Butcher.
What care you for these worthless creatures? They are nothing. Weak from the moment of their conception, ever longing for power not theirs to command, they turn unfailingly upon themselves. Like sheep, they roam in filthy flocks, eager to trample those few gifted a fleece of gold. Or that they might feel contentment with their pitiful existence. Prejudice and persecution, severance and strife, every earthly wrong springs from the malice in men's hearts. Malice born of the pain and suffering that is free will. Its corruption is gnawed at your being from the very moment of your birth.
You're wrong. It is no corruption. It is who I am. Every choice I make, right or wrong, gives me reason to carry on. And carry on I shall. Not as a puppet, but as a man. Which are you?
There was a time I too thought those the only choices.
What?
Long ago, God granted man the gift of magic. And with that gift did he build great civilizations. Yet over time, man lost sight of the gift's true meaning, stepping from the path of shared prosperity to one of avarice. He abandoned his creator for sword and flame, and through his folly, beckoned the blight. Yet, there were those few who refused to turn their eyes from the heavens, and they prayed to God that he might lead them back to righteousness. And the Lord, he did answer. Before the worthy shall the gates of paradise open. And so did I spread my arms to the ether, and cast my soul upon its gentle waters. I gave myself unto him.
Is this?
My worth proven, the Lord charged me thus. If your kind are to find salvation, they must be made to serve. You see, paradise lies but a single step away. Could we only take it? Could we only leave our transgressions behind? For none save the pure of heart and mind may set foot in the new world. I will save us. But it all begins and ends with you. You are the key, Mythos. And with this humble offering, shall I prove my faith once more.
So you forsook your kingdom. You forsook yourself to serve. Tell me, how is that living? What you seek to provide is not salvation. It's anything but. Life is about always having a choice. Take that away, and we might as well be dead.
Very well. Come then. Show us the strength of your will.
It's not the strength of my will that should worry you, but the weakness of yours.
Epic.
If you think your will the stronger, prove it. By this day's end, you shall know the truth. I tire of this.
Oh my god, Toro just got blasted.
You will obey. Blessed with the might of a god, yet still you fight like a man.
Oh my god, look how long! It's ridiculous.
Must I show you?
Oh, that's not good.
Show me more.
He's got a lot of interesting mechanics going on. You can like counter me mid-combo. I have to be ready for it. Oh, this is so much damage. It's actually less than 70k, I'm surprised.
God chose you to serve as his vessel, and you cling to this foolish notion of hope when there is none.
Fuck! Desperate, are we?
Finally, we can begin. Yeah!
Oh. Kaiju battle commence.
have been shown the path. Now you must follow it. Free yourself, Mythos. You will not defeat me otherwise.
We'll see.
Interesting.
Perhaps you still require persuasion. When will you see it?
I'm getting some, like, Dragon Ball Z energy from this fight, going in and out of forms, you know? It always felt up to this point that going Prime and Semi-Prime was kind of a permanent thing. Like, once you did it, that was that for the fight. You couldn't just jump in and out. Also, double parry. I like that. But this feels more like a Dragon Ball Z fight where we're like constantly going in and out of forms and going Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, you know. Like, it felt like no one really had enough control over their icons to just go in and out all the time. Until now. It was also kind of weird that one hit from Ifrit turned him out of Odin form.
Truth, Barnabas. We are not as weak as your god believes.
Best doggo.
Damn it.
What are you waiting for? Men know nothing of strength. But you will.
That's a big sword.
made a weapon of your weakness. My apologies. You are not the fool I took you for. And so it ends.
No!
Don't tell me you are tired, Mythos! Your stubborn defiance has stirred my long-becalmed heart, filling it with a joy that I have not known for generations! I had thought the tantalizing kiss of self-indulgence a dream forever out of reach. And now that its sweet ruin courses through my veins, I shall not be quick to relinquish it. Show me your work, Mythos, that I might revel in it!
Now we're talking. And hey, this is the move before that killed us, like, cutscene wise. We were forced to miss this. Now we have to do it for real.
Nice try. Don't disappoint me. Of lesser rivals, but no more.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, my constant congregation, salvation is come. Rejoice.
What's he doing? Oh my god.
Peace unending.
How do you know this day will come? What proof have you?
I knew Mythos. Your mere existence is proof of the Lord's grand design.
I'll never serve your god!
Yeah, that moment where he first transformed, like that music, was really epic. And I was stuck in Gouge. That's the other thing, Gouge is such a long animation, a lot of times I get punished when I use it. I almost have to use it after a freeze, else I just get punished.
Then you will never know
doing a
this
thing.
power.
He's doing a thing. That's a really goofy looking name.
My heart, it soars. as it did the day I won Ash.
What's happening?
Since then, many have sought my crown, Mythos. But none could wrest it from my head.
This is a really tough tower, just saying.
Come! Have you the strength? Have you the will?
Oh, he has 2 swords down. Hey, Circle of Malleus. I love his dialogue during this fight. It's incredible. Get wrecked. What? That didn't freeze him. Okay, you're cheating. Now you die.
Is at an end.
And we both know the truth. It is I who stand victorious. My will that prevailed.
Your will? No. It was his.
Clive Rossfield.
I don't know what to say. I'm like, okay, how are they gonna possibly pay off this build up with Barnabas? Because like he seems so indestructible, unkillable. But I feel like part of it is that he let us win. And also I feel like this battle was epic enough to like this whole time I was like, how is the Odin fight gonna be epic enough to pull off this crazy build up to this character? But that was pretty freaking epic. And I love how most of it, well, all of it was just a one-on-one fight. It wasn't a icon fight. So we had the Garuda, which was like half regular fight, half icon fight. We had Titan that felt much more icon fight. And we had this one that was like 0 icon fight. And it made sense because he was like the king of the sword, so it made sense that it was more of a sword fight. So that was really great. I really liked that fight a lot. His dialogue in that fight was so great. I loved it. Am I sold that Clive could actually defeat Odin? Not really. After the crazy build-up they did, I felt like Joshua should have come and helped us or something. Like there should have been some kind of, you can't do this alone, you need our help kind of thing going on, because how could Clive possibly beat Odin? Like, dude split the sea in half with one swing. Like, you know what I mean? I felt like, I thought this was going to be more of a Joshua and Clive work together to defeat Odin, but that's kind of what Bahamut was. But it would be some kind of like brotherly, we need each other to defeat this enemy that's stronger than the both of us. But that's what Bahamut was. This was more of a proving of Clive's worth, but I'm just shocked that Clive could even beat. I mean, yeah, obviously main character syndrome, like he has to win, but you know what I mean? Like I wasn't sold that Clive got strong enough to beat Odin. Mere days ago, we didn't stand a chance, and now we somehow won. But I think that plays into Odin letting us win. So it's interesting. Also, he might not be dead, because he just fell off the building. There you go. I mean, he's still alive. It said slain, but he's not really slain, is he?
Perhaps there is strength in will. Would that I had not relinquished my own.
You relinquished nothing. What was it, if not will, that made you strive for a new world? Strive to win your master's approval? You were shown a fantasy, and you chose to believe it. But you were wrong. There is no world, but the one we live in. And that world is worth saving, even if it means killing a god.
Bold words. From one who has served the Lord so well.
This is pointless.
But I almost forgot. I promised that I would make you presentable. Did I not? We shall fulfill our destinies, just as the Lord's mother crystals have fulfilled theirs. Come, Clive Rossfield. Take what is rightfully yours. Become one with God.
No!
At long last, salvation. I'm coming home.
Tell me, how does it feel?
Show yourself! Face me!
How does it feel to consume your rival's strength? To gorge yourself on their being? To edge step by trembling step ever closer to the divine? With or without a will, you are still but a vessel, our vessel. Behold, how your body shudders in anticipation of its fate.
It's not yours yet.
No. Come then, O wayward child. We shall await you upon the back of the first worm. There all shall end and begin again.
This would be a bit more epic if it didn't happen like 5 minutes ago. Meanwhile, okay, wait, can I pause before we get to meanwhile? Okay, listen. I have a lot I wanted to talk about with that scene. First of all, I like how the Barnabas mother thing wasn't overdone. So there was that scene where Ultima showed Barnabas a vision of his mother. And Barnabas had said, or Clive said, like, something to the effect of, why did you give your will to him? And he didn't really answer, and I really like how he didn't answer. It didn't go into some, like, oh, well, my mom and blah, blah, blah. Like, it was implied, but they didn't take the time to explain it. They just kind of let us put together the pieces. This game is really good at not over-explaining things, and I really like it. He said mother at the very end to kind of give us the clue in, like, yeah, what we're thinking is right. But it doesn't over-explain it. It just kind of lets it go and gives us the opportunity to put the pieces together ourselves. Having said that, that scene was terrible. Like, what? Okay, first of all, he grabs his leg, kick him in the face earlier, or stab him, or he was gonna walk away. The dude was still alive. Like, bro, just kill him. We're not. Clive is not some like Batman. I don't kill people. Like, kill him. Finish the job. What are you doing? That was stupid. He like waited super long until the power. He was like struggling. Like, oh, I can't get my leg away. Like, you have a sword. You have another foot. You have so many different things. That was stupid. Second of all, why did Barnabas turn to like stone when he gave away his power? That didn't happen with Shiva. Like, what? I guess there's different ways of giving that. That kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, where like Jill might still have her powers. Like, I think there's multiple ways for Clive to absorb powers. In fact, it seems like he absorbed Phoenix a long time ago in a way that didn't affect Joshua at all. So there must be like different ways. But that was kind of weird. or like he was already dying, and then like I don't know, or like he willingly but Jill willingly gave her powers and she was fine. So why did Barnabas like turn to stone the second he gave his powers? I don't know, whatever. But it's not that important. But it's just like goofy. Like why did he just pull his like back? I do like how the whole Odin thing. I like how he did it. I know I said that it would have made more sense if someone helped him. But I think that this whole thing is building up to like Clive being the chosen one. And up to this point, he's had help all the way through everything. So this was kind of his moment to like actually prove that he's even stronger than Odin. I'm still not really sold that he could actually defeat Odin, but again, it's a video game. Good guy has to beat the bad guy. And I mean, they did a pretty good job of making it seem like he was losing at one point. Like, it was definitely not an easy battle. It's not like we just won. Like, there was multiple times where Clive almost died. So I think that fight was done well. But yeah, anyways, I just want to point that out because that was really silly. Like, they should have done that some other way. Like, honestly, I wouldn't have said anything if he had just transferred his powers, like, without touching him. Up to this point, I think he's touched everyone that he's absorbed, but Odin is really strong. So if he could, like, send his powers over to Clive without touching him, I probably wouldn't even question it. So I think he probably should have just been like, take my powers, and then Clive is like, oh, and then he just, like, explodes or something, I don't know. That would have been better than him goofily holding onto his foot and Clive just being like, I can't. He's holding my foot. I'm completely... I can't move. That was really silly.
Run!
Uncle! Run, Uncle, run!
Quickly, my lord, quickly!
Also, again, it's so cool how that scene also gets me excited to use Odin's powers. It's cool how the mechanics work with the story. He takes a drink.
Why the hell is my city crawling with the gases? Don't ask me, ask them! Since when was Eugen Hamel want to hide when there was a fight to be had? Since they stripped me of my rank and banished me from the battle.
It's a cool sword.
Now I'm stuck wiping the backsides of this one while the city burns. I wipe tails off the man half my age! And then you turn up! What the hell are you doing here anyway? What indeed? The enemy numbers 200,000 or more, counting the orcs. There are simply not enough soldiers garrisoned in the capital to repel an army of that size. Then what of the central keep? Held by a contingent of soldiers and bearers from the surrounding boroughs. They are the sole reason it still stands. And all it took was an army on their doorstep to bring them together. The prospect of death does put things into perspective. Yeah, perspective. Perhaps it's what we've lacked all along. I need you to lend me some of your best men, preferably all of them. My best men? Does it look like I'm anyone? I admit this might not be the most convenient time, but my nephew's in trouble, and I may have already promised him your help. Your nephew, the outlaw? Never! My soldiers have better things to do than die for nothing. Then you and he are of the same mind. I fight for the opposite. You fight for a world in which we shouldn't have to live and die for nothing. And he fights today to give us all the chance of a better tomorrow. Be that as it may, a handful of men cannot stand against the kingdom.
Then mayhap they are the wrong men.
Well, I'll be damned.
Our numbers are few, but I shall rally as many of my dragoons as I'm able. You, apprise the Lord Strategist of the state of the city's defenses.
Yes, Your Radiance.
And you would fight alongside us?
I owe the Phoenix a debt.
Does this vouch for my nephews?
Aye, but I still have my doubts about you.
Which we can discuss later.
Indeed.
You said you had men garrisoned in the keep. Captain, do you know how many yet remain?
Allow me to confirm. Commander?
Whatever their number, Randalar will be needing
Gather the
them
bodies
all.
and build a pyre in the courtyard. Quickly,
Terence,
my lord.
you will find a girl there.
A girl. We are in the middle of a war.
I owe her my life, and I always pay my debts. You are to see that she is provided for.
Dion, I cannot leave.
But you shall. If I'm ever to be worthy of the forgiveness of our people, then I must earn it. And I must earn it by my hand, and my hand alone. Know that I do not ask this lightly.
And know that I will do it.
Farewell, Terence.
Farewell, my prince.
I wish I had more context there, because it would have made it more heartfelt had I known exactly why. It seems like what he was saying was like he has to do it alone, like in order to get the approval of his people back. He has to do it alone. As in, they wouldn't accept him if he kept Terrence around? Like, that was the vibe I was getting. But it could also be that he doesn't want to bring him because he'd be in danger. It could also be that legitimately he actually does want to pay that girl back and he wants Terrence to do it because he trusts him. Like, there's a lot of different things it could be, which is fine, but I kind of wish I knew exactly why, because then I would have been like even more, you know, into the scene. The whole scene I was like thinking, wait, why are they saying goodbye? Whereas if I knew exactly why, I would have been like more emotional. But either way, that was still a really good scene. I loved the animation. I don't know why I bring this up, but I loved the animation where Terrence grabbed him and turned him to face him. That was such a great little, like, I don't see that happen much in video games. It's probably a hard thing to kind of animate correctly without it looking goofy, but wait, he just grabbed him and was like, no, and like pulled him towards him. That was great. That just like made me laugh. No, I think it might even be a combination of all three, but the way that he said I have to do this alone made me think that he actually meant what he was saying. he wasn't saying that as like a hint to something else. I think he legitimately meant like, if I do it with you, people are going to be confused or they're not going to trust me or whatever. Like, that's the vibe I was getting. But maybe not. It could also just be, it's dangerous and I don't want you to go. But I don't know. They're both dragoons and they're both trained in battle. I really don't think he would be like, it's too dangerous for you. But maybe. And it could also be legitimately like he just thinks Terrence is the best for the job. But the way they said farewell made it feel like they were legitimately breaking up and there was a specific reason for it. But either way, really good scene. I love Dion, man. He's such a cool character. They're doing so much. I genuinely thought his story was going to be over when we got Bahamut. And I'm so glad they're continuing his story because I did not want his story to end. I felt like Benedicta had a great beginning, middle, and end. I thought Kupka had a great beginning, middle, and end. Dion, we defeated Bahamut, and I was like, I don't want this story to end. Like, I want more to you, even if it's just flashbacks. Like, I just want to know more about your character. So I'm so glad they kept him around and that he's still doing stuff. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't complain with more Benedicta. But just saying, I think she had a good beginning, middle, and end. Like, I can accept her story being over.
Clive, thank fuck. You alright?
I am. But I'm a damn sight better for seeing you, Joshua.
And Barnabas.
The king is dead.
Anyone else surprised Joshua isn't mad that we just went off on our own?
So they're all...
They are, but so is their killer. He can't hurt anyone anymore. You're safe.
Gav, we need to talk.
I'm sorry, Clive. You know I want nothing more than to go with you.
I do. But I'm glad you're heading back to the Enterprise nonetheless. And not just for Edda's sake. Our people need to know what happened here.
You can count on me.
As can she, I hope.
Thank you, my lords.
Do you think that was wise?
Wiser than leaving a woman with child alone in the Deadlands. They'll be safer at the hideaway. For now, at least. This land is overrun with Akashic. The king himself was long turned, albeit by choice, all to serve Ultima. in his damnable quest to forge the perfect vessel.
The chaos Barnabas wreaked upon nation after nation. How many were killed for this?
He didn't consider it killing. Or a mercy of sorts. A way to end their suffering. He truly wanted to save mankind, and ultimately use that.
As he uses us.
But why us? What are we?
What are we? We are dominance. That is our fate. But that doesn't mean we have to accept it.
Nice prelude in the background.
For the right to deny it. Is that not so?
It is. For our sins. Barnabas said something else. That the mother crystals were Ultimas.
Ultimas? Are you certain?
We know that the mother crystals have been leading the land of ether. And we also know that it's this which hastens the spread of the blight. But what I cannot fathom is what Ultima stands to gain from that. What did you find at the stronghold?
The truth about Ultima's prize. For so long, I believed it to be you, and you alone. Yet, it is not merely a fruit that he desires, but a fruit and phoenix both. That which we became in the skies over Twinside. Only when the twin flames are joined, shall his vessel be complete. Quite why he needs a vessel is another question. Unless there is something he cannot achieve without one. Something his immaterial form precludes. Something requiring an unthinkable amount of ether and a body resilient enough to channel it. If I did not know better, brother, I would think that he meant to cast a spell. A spell 1,000 years in the making. A spell to end all spells.
And he cannot do it without us. Nor without the mother crystals. But if we destroy them all, we will stop not only the blight, but Ultima as well.
I'm not so sure about that.
We stick to the plan then. Only this time,
we face him together.
Well, it's a long walk to Stone here. Let's not keep Ultima waiting.
I love the goofy, I was about to say brotherhood, the goofy brotherhood like vibe I get from both of them still. Am I the only one that's sad that they skipped the scene with Gav? He was like, we need to talk, and then it just went to the next scene, which I kind of get because we've already watched a bunch of cutscenes. They probably wanted to like move us along. But I don't know. I kind of wanted to see the scene of Clive being like, you should take her back to the Enterprise, and Gav being like, no, I gotta help you. I gotta be here. I'm your scout. I'm here for a reason. You need me. And then Clive having to like talk him down and being like, we have to save this mother. You're the best one to do it. You know what I mean? Like just like an argument between them two, and then Gav coming to terms with it. I feel like that would have been a good scene. And would have been a nice, like, because I'm getting the feeling that that might be the last time we see Gav. Like, maybe not. Hopefully there's more with him. But I have a feeling that that's kind of it with him. And that'd be a shame, because I want to see like a bit of a conclusion to his story, and not just him going back to the Enterprise and then he's just with everyone else now.